Good evening, everyone. We are the Man-Eating Manikins down here in a nuclear bunker for the fifth day straight. You might be wondering why we're down here to do this Q&A video. So you guys have been asking for a video like this for a really long time. We decided to do it, but we knew your questions would be very serious, very gloomy, and just full of despair, and we wanted to understand what it's like to feel that. So we came down 3,000 leagues under the earth to sort of really just understand what it's like to be in y'all's shoes. So that's what's going on down here. We're no longer at Plain White Wall Studios. We did not renew our contract with the couple that owned the facility. We sort of had a falling out there, and so you will not see any more content going on over there.
Yeah, we're not going back over there. I feel like we should talk a little bit about that, though. We were with White Wall / Timber Ridge, we changed name, for a while. And, you know, when we worked on that Christmas album, Patrick, what did you say? I mean, it was just, they were so tough to work with.
They were, yeah, there's a lot of background stuff going on, a lot of drama off the cassette. So that was...
And they really, it's a disease that I've seen around there, is they try to control and manipulate what we create, and they aren't interested in anything that pushes the limits of human understanding.
No, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I felt the same way when I worked with Leo DiCaprio on some films. Very controlling, and it felt just like that, and we couldn't have that anymore.
Which actually is a good segue into one of the most asked questions we've had in a while. But what it's been like working with a superstar like Kevin DeYoung, a guy who, you know, renowned all over the world. Has he added any dynamics to our band? Changed anything? You want to talk about that first?
Yeah, it's been interesting to have him around. When we decided to add him, it was very costly because he had a pretty high price tag that he wanted to make as far as his salary, but we were able to make it happen, talk to our agents, and get it all straightened out. And working with him has been interesting. He's very intellectual. His musical ability is less than we thought, but he does bring some other things to the table.
Well, the other thing about Kevin is, you know, we were excited about his age in a way because he's got a lot of experience that we don't have.
He does, but he still looks somewhat young, which is always
well,
a
yeah,
plus.
he's a good-looking guy. The bad thing about that is he's always chasing off after these other pursuits of his, like kids and family. And, I mean, it's like
I was really upset. I'm actually reading one of his books like at the moment, and it's him just talking about how busy he is all the time, and
we should have read that before we added him.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise because I didn't know this, and then I'm reading the book now, him talking about how busy he is, that he doesn't have time for our band, yet he doesn't talk about us in the book. So, you know, he couldn't be here today. He's up in Michigan right now, which is pretty upsetting, but still promising, and still definitely glad we brought him on, for sure.
And I feel like he and a third member have had a little trouble getting along and working together for sure.
Yeah, there was definitely some drama going on when that first happened.
And you know, every time you make a big change like that, it just the whole creative process changes a little bit. Yeah, there's just certain warm-up habits we used to have that we don't anymore.
Yeah, we've had to alter a lot of
the foot lathering has stopped.
I miss that. Completely. I really do. I miss that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
So we have a question from Roberto in New Brunswick, and he's asking, what is the most inspiring thing? He doesn't clarify if it's to us or to the world. He just says, what's the most inspiring thing?
You know, to me, it's when you see a group of 3 to 4 people, and they know, and you know they know, and like they get it. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, I'm feeling inspired right now just thinking about that.
And like usually there's like a pelican and like a sunset. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's inspiring.
I think you hit the nail on the head right there. MASH inquires, when do you feel most tranquil? That is
definitely not here.
Yeah, no, not here. I'm feeling really frazzled here. Actually, I haven't seen the sun in 5 days.
I hate it.
So, yeah, not here. Honestly, that's probably the best answer I can come up with.
Which you may be wondering, why are we here? If that's true, and I think you explained a little bit. but we should talk. We teased on our page about a new album, Q&A, which is happening right now, as you can tell. Was it? Is it audiobook?
Audiobook's going down.
And
possibly music video. We'll see.
Yeah. So anyway, the album we're making right now, Underneath the Thundercloud, it's an interesting work. It's very different than Armenian Geese, which is a pretty hopeful and optimistic work. This album is less of a message, as much more of an exploration.
It's true. If you have been following our Facebook page closely, which I assume you have, you'll notice that we've been tweaking the title for the album a little bit, and that's just us trying to explore, what is the best way to represent what we're trying to delve into.
And the way we were going about this whole album is we're going into every song without any structure.
Exactly.
And we're exploring a world where we are spontaneous, where we do make decisions, and that things just happen around us in ways we don't understand. It feels chaotic. The music we're making so far feels very chaotic.
Yes. Not stream of consciousness, like
No.
we're not going full Ulysses here, but in that same vein of thinking is sort of where we're coming from with this.
And so naturally, we're never going to settle on a title until we type something on the final cover,
Exactly.
We're not setting on a title for each song as we make them, or even lyrics for them as we write them. Everything is bound to change. The release date is the only cement thing we know, and
Yep, that is set in stone. It will be coming out by the end of this month. You will have a new album to listen to. Well, that's up to interpretation. We've got a question here from a guy in Alabama named So Dude, and strange name.
is that his Twitter name?
That's what it says here.
Is he a tweeter?
He just says So Dude. That's all he's got. So I don't know. But he's asking about merchandise and when we're going to start selling merchandise. We've been selling it the whole time. So I don't know
want me to show him what we
what the
got?
problem is. Yeah, please. We've got all over the place. We've got merch.
Yeah. We're selling the new Man-Eating Manikins hats.
Exactly. We've got two styles here. We've got Aloha Man, which is my personal favorite.
Yep.
This one.
And this one is Man-Eating Mannequin Muchacho hat.
Yeah.
That's about all the merch we're doing, but I don't know if you come to a concert without one of these.
You're just missing out at that point.
Yeah, it's really lame.
Do you want to talk some about the live-action Lord of the Rings inquiries that we've been getting of late?
So there was a rumor going around that Amazon had hired us to make the first ever live-action adaptation of Lord of the Rings. We turned it down. I talked a little bit with all of the remaining living Tolkiens on Earth. Each of them said that they thought it was a horrible idea. I agreed. So that's not happening. And who's been spreading those rumors is a liar and a bungalow.
Exactly. I mean, it's not possible. We're a group of 4 members, and to produce Lord of the Rings, you need thousands of people, and that's just not even. I mean, we have a pretty high skill set, but that's not even within our range to produce something like that.
No, and definitely on Amazon.
No, that's not going on.
Well, speaking of movies, we've been asked a lot to comment on the new Star Wars film, seeing that we are experts in the field. After you lead off, what were your initial thoughts? A lot of people have been divided about this, saying it's the best since Empire Strikes Back. Some saying it's the worst since Strikes Back.
I have a lot to say about this. I haven't actually seen it yet, but I still have a lot to say. I thought that the lighting was good. As far as a cinematic piece to look at, it was pretty well done. But when you get deep into the core of the philosophy of the film, it was a bit lacking. I didn't really find it as compelling as other things that I've seen. Obviously, when I do actually see it, I can speak more to that. But that's my initial thoughts on the film. The acting was so-so. The music was all right. That's what I had to say about it. What about you?
For me, people sitting behind me, if they hadn't smelled so weird, I probably would have left with a different association, but they smelled like. So I sat down and I liked the opening credits a lot. I liked what they did with like the things rolling down. That was really cool.
That's really original.
That was a neat thing.
Definitely.
The way it like starts in space, I'm like, oh, that's why it's called Star Wars. I get it. There's like shooting. So I saw that. And so I felt like it had a really promising like intro. But then I started smelling and I could smell onion. I thought, but it wasn't onion. It was like,
Was it like numerous onions?
no, it was like, imagine if an onion got diced up really fine and stirred in like old rotten milk, microwaved, mixed in with oatmeal,
I'm following you.
and then mold, but then eaten, vomited, re-eaten by a dog, and then add more onion, you know? And
I've
so
been across that a few times. Yeah.
they kept laughing. They kept laughing, and nothing was happening. And so,
Do you think they were sane of mind, or do you think they had
no,
a little going on up there that
you know, maybe
we don't know about?
the thing is, I felt like I was watching a different movie because they were laughing at scenes that I found to be heartbreaking. Like, for example, the part where Luke and the ghost of Han Solo ride those giant camels.
Hmm.
To me, that scene was sad. It was the memories of Luke and Han together.
I mean, I wept
the love they used to have.
enough tears to fill lakes when I saw that. So.
And these people were laughing, and so I was like, am I missing something? So I think either the movie was completely nonsensical, or I'm a little off my rocker.
Definitely
Yeah.
can agree with that. Final comment about videos. Some people have been asking what it's like to finally get our video unbanned from YouTube. If you didn't know, it was banned in 237 countries throughout the world, which is pretty much all of them except a few third world places that don't have internet. And so that was sad. It was the Sooth Invasion of a Libertarian Spy, our first video. Had a lot of memories. It was our most viewed. And it was banned for a long period of time, but thankfully we have a stalwart legal team that worked 24/7 nonstop, and they were able to win the legal battle, and so it's back. Go give it a couple of views, enjoy yourself, because it is back on YouTube Tuesday.
Also on the internet right now is a film that I appeared in called Incognito. Patrick heavily advised me in that movie, but he wasn't actually seen in it. Other was in it though, so check it out. It's good. It's a good little piece. It's not as good as most of what we work on, but it was something.
Barack asks us.
I think it's Barrick.
Barrick?
Yeah.
I can't
It's like
read
Eric.
much.
It's like Eric with a B.
Okay, I see that now. He asks us, how is our third member doing since the incident? That's a good question.
That's
a really good question. Trying to see, can you think of anything else that our fans have been wanting to know?
Well, I keep getting asked a lot why we've taken so long since our initial album, which came out in 2015. Since then, all we've done is a small, very small little Christmas feature. So what have we been up to?
I mean, our Facebook is flourishing. You know, content comes out on there. We made an apology video as well. Our little foray into comedy did not go super great, so we apologize for that. Had the Christmas album. We've made a lot of music. I've personally lost all of my notes though, so everything that I wrote was lost. So I had to make up some ground there. I mean, we've brought on some new members though, so that's definitely good. I've been reading a lot, expanding my knowledge. I travel to the Far East pretty frequently. I don't know. He's been slacking of late, so it's been challenging to motivate myself.
I've been slacking.
Yeah, he's not going to really do it because he's off doing some personal forays.
Okay.
So.
All right. Next question.
I don't have any more from the Facebook questions that people have asked us. We did get a few over Telegraph, but they were destroyed before we could record them, so I don't know what people wanted to know with that.
I've been slacking.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit of reverse osmosis.
It's a sad day.
Yep, this is done.
Yeah, I think we're done here. I can't do this anymore.